Welcome back to Anchorman's Should You Buy series. For those of you just tuning in, this is a review slash first impressions video to give you an accurate idea of what a game is like before you buy it. Now, I show realistic gameplay, give you the rundown on the setup, story, and gameplay, and then rate the game based on a price scale. Today we're reviewing Watch Dogs 2, which I've played for about 25 hours, so let's get started. Watch Dogs 2 is a third-person open-world action-adventure Ubisoft game following our new protagonist Marcus Holloway, a young hacker wrongly profiled and marked a risk by the CTOS system, and now Marcus joins the San Francisco branch of DedSec to take down Bloom and CTOS by engaging in Silicon Valley hacktivism. As the sequel to the disappointing first entry of Watch Dogs 2 takes place 3 years later in San Francisco and almost is completely detached from the first game. The first game is not really required to play the second, but it does enhance the experience a little bit. The story follows Marcus, an idealistic youth from Oakland, wrongly profiled by CTOS. CTOS is pretty much an evil Big Brother profiling algorithm, as a threat, and was sentenced to community service despite doing nothing wrong. Marcus, codenamed Retro, joins the young San Francisco chapter of DedSec, a hacktivist group devoted to taking down CTOS. The gang here is probably the strongest asset of the game, with interesting characters with fun little quirks like Wrench, the anarchic mask-wearing techie, and Josh, the high-functioning autistic hacker. The story itself follows the Ubisoft cut-and-paste method, disjointed do-anything story missions you can do in any order until you trigger the big story mission you can't avoid. Overall, the usual stuff, but a bit more lighthearted than the prior entries in the series. Being set in San Francisco is overall a better setting, as it works for the narrative a little bit better than the first, and then I could see Silicon Valley doing dumb future tech stuff that would make for more fun hacking opportunities, like have a totally integrated home system, or have robots just rolling around casually. This also sets a lighter mood reminiscent of GTA 5, but lacks really the depth of narrative here. The gameplay is typical Ubisoft open world fare. I mean, it operates almost exactly the same, except there's no towers to climb in this particular game to unlock parts of the city and such. And this is I kind of missed that. It's really odd. Like, it was a big thing everyone made a big deal about every Ubisoft game, but I actually kind of missed it in this title. There's third-person shooting mechanics, which is just as clingy as the Divisions, and you just go through the motions for the rest. By far, the most interesting mechanic is reworking the experience mechanic to a follower system. You see, doing certain missions and challenges, it strengthens your public following, and people who download the DedSec app give your organization more computing power through the cloud. I thought this was a pretty neat idea. I mean, driving got reworked a little bit, and hacking is just about the same, but they give you a little more options when you hack someone. So in this particular case, like when you hack cars, you can actually remote control drive them, which is pretty fun. You get some new drone powers like a jumper and a little flying drone, which are fun, and make infiltration a blast. In it, you can go scout out the area and complete missions, even with just the drones alone. And most of the missions are set up in multiple ways to complete an objective, which is pretty nice. But most of the time, you find a way that works for you, and you kind of stick to it. Like, I use the jumper most of the time to scout an area, open the doors, and then just walk on in. Overall, Watch Dogs 2 is just another Ubisoft open-world game, with decent characters, a relatively weak narrative, and a mediocre cut-and-paste Ubisoft gameplay. It's just okay. They dabble a little bit with multiplayer, a little bit more than the first game. You can go hack other players as usual, or you could do like this online bounty hunting mode, but it's not really anything notable. If you find this game for about $20 or during a Christmas sale, I'd say it's worth it, but it'll be totally forgotten about in a month. Anyway guys, that's my review of Watch Dogs 2, and I will see you guys later.